there are so many things that we can talk about inferiority complex that because some people actually think that doctors in Kenya are not able to treat them properly.
Who are those people?
So many people that fly out of the country whenever they are sick.
So it's people who have choice.
There are people who have choice, but there are also people that do not believe in our doctors. But also our doctors sometimes are very dubious.
But doctors across the world can be dubious.
Yeah.
Doctors,
but they are held to account.
Yeah, but it's not about whether the doctor is Kenyan or not. A dubious doctor will be a dubious doctor regardless of where they are from. And I don't think it's fair to like reinforce that narrative that our doctors are bad doctors, because they do good work. There's a lot of good doctors within the country. And this, for me, raises the question of, like, how many times we've seen doctors go on strike, student doctors go on strike, how many times? And why is this an issue that never gets resolved? Sometimes we even hear there's back pay for, like, 2 years that they have not been paid. They've just been working.
See, if you think that it's a white man that's going to touch your skin and suddenly you're going to be okay, then I think as a sick person or somebody who wants to give birth, for example, in the case of Kiika Kimani, she thinks that, okay, I don't want these doctors in Nakuru killing my babies.
Are doctors in Nakuru killing babies?
I mean, why would she go to America?
Yeah.
Or the sanitation here in Nakuru hospitals is dubious, and I don't want my kids having, infection of the blood when they come out. You see, I went to be in a suite. There is no suite. There is no hospital suite in Nakuru that is going to take care of me when my kids come. I want my husband, when he comes, he has got a large sofa and a cabinet where he can always take a drink and drink as he looks at his babies and enjoy the world. So that is not there in Nakuru.
Yeah.
So what do I do as somebody who has the money? I say, fuck Nakuru. I'm out, and I can go because I have the money that I can go to America and stay there for 2 months.
5 months.
You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get it.
But you see, giving birth in America is upwards of 5 million. That is how much. And that is for people who have insurance. Imagine, I don't think she has insurance in America. She was giving hard cash. And then she has to go into a suite or an apartment and stay there for another, let's say, $500 a night for 5 months. And I imagine whether she's taking that from... It's true. You know? I imagine whether...
You're the only one who is poor. Like, we're the only ones who are poor.
Yeah.
Should political leaders be allowed to seek medical healthcare outside of the borders of this country? Especially when we know that healthcare specifically is a devolved function in the government, in the current government, under the current constitution. And this is not new. Susan Kihika she's not the first one who has done this. There has been and I mean, these are just stories that we have talked about over and over again, but it seems like generally our political leaders have very little faith in the healthcare systems that we have within the country. There was the example of Anyang' Nyong'o when he was undergoing his cancer treatment, which is always a very unfortunate thing. But it raises a legitimate question about, are our leaders serious enough about healthcare? And are they seeing that because even they themselves cannot get the proper healthcare that they need within the borders of this country, are they taking it seriously? Are they taking that seriously? Or is it a question of, because I can afford to keep flying outside of the country to go and seek treatment, then this is not a question. It's like, if you're a very wealthy politician and you're going through this treatment, do you think that they sit down and think, should I go to KNH? Should I go to Nairobi Hospital? Or do you think it's automatically outside of the country? Like, do you think they have doctors outside the country? Or what's your thought about that?
I think that the first reaction to me is that who is laughing now? I mean, because the electorate always know these things, that these guys are not in our league. Yeah, when there are problems where the post-election violence, they can easily take their families, put them in the car, and take off towards the sunset.
Okay.
And they will be very much okay wherever they are until such a time that we are okay.
Yeah.
You know, they go into the streets during riots. We have seen them going there with their Prados and their V8s, and when there is tear gas, they easily take off and they leave people dying on the streets. And that is basically, I think, what is happening when they are sick and they need attention. I was so shocked when my sister was giving birth 2 years ago. She was given a leave of 1 year.
Yeah.
And the husband was also given a leave of 1 year. So I think it's called maternity leave, and the other one is called paternity leave, right?
And paternity leave, we don't have. It's 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah. What's up with that?
That's very interesting.
Did you take paternity leave when your daughter was born? You didn't take paternity leave?
I've never been employed.
Oh, so no, but like, did you, even if you're not employed, did you take, like, the
From whom?
idea is not from a person. Jagero.
I'm an artist.
Let me ask that question again.
Look, I think 1 year is a lot.
You think a year is a lot?
Yeah, a year is a lot. You forget about what you are doing at work.
5 months?
I believe that
if you need it,
I believe a woman should be given 6 months.
At least 6 months.
Yeah, at least
I think
6 months.
That's fair.
Yeah, and the man should be given about 2 months.
Yeah,
2 months. 2 months is fair. The baby can coho on their own.
Babies are so delicate.
They are so delicate.
Oh my God.
When they coho, you think that is the end of their life.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, following even, our coverage of Kawira's story, it's very evident. Being a woman politician in our country is it's murky, right? There's a lot of judgment. And fair as that may be, I think that the women leaders and politicians who gathered to make that press statement were very much out of order.
Yeah.
Because we have not seen them apply that same energy to anything else. We covered the Saudi Arabia girls, that our girls and women that are being treated so poorly in foreign countries, they have never given us a press statement about that.
Yeah.
Women are dying in our hospitals because there is no healthcare. They have never talked about it. We've not seen them coming out strongly to defend matters that are of national importance. But when one of them faces the slightest bit of backlash for a decision that she made, that I think it's fair to question. Man or woman, I think it's fair game because you're in the political scene and because you're also an elected leader. I think it's fair question. But to make it about that and to not address the substantive issues that people are actually raising that are legitimate. So a group of 6 or 7 women leaders came to talk about the fact that a politician, a governor, had to go seek healthcare outside of the country, and their main take away was that she's a woman. No. Come and talk to us about what you're doing to repair healthcare in this country. Come and talk to us about, this is what is happening in our hospitals, and we see the necessity of why one of us would choose or opt out. But this is what we are doing to make it better for you. Linda Mama was scrapped under this regime. A very controversial thing. Very, very controversial. Which press statement did they give? To say, no, our mothers need to be protected and they need to be able to go and give birth, and the conditions should be conducive. So that is the thing that for me is not clicking.
Yeah. Does not mean that they shouldn't talk about this.
No, but that is not we're not saying don't talk about this. We are saying this. The fact that she is outside of the country is an issue that has deeper roots.
And that is why I keep telling you that when politicians come out to speak about issues, they don't speak about issues.
They don't.
Yeah, so it's in bad taste. Like, again, these are people that are not reading the room. And it comes with the same kind of audacity that politicians always come out with. That we can deflect. Yeah. We can decide to deflect this and play this card.
And there's nothing you can do about
so they come, instead of talking about healthcare, they decide to deflect and say and play victim.
And say it's a gender war.
Yeah. which it might be, it might not be, but can you read the room?
Yeah.
And this is the problem with politicians. They never read it, and they refuse to read it. They are saying that because how wote wenye walikuwa wamekaa hapo chini, they have never given birth. Have they all given birth in the United States?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably none of them has given birth, or probably all of them have given birth. They have not given birth in the. So what does that say about them? That they are just as poor as like us. They cannot go. Because that makes them look like fools.
Yeah.
Sisi wanawake wenye tuko hapa, we have given birth in this country, and we are gathered here protecting one of us that has decided to go and pay 5 million to give birth and stay in an Airbnb or a suite that is costing $500 a night for 6 months.
These numbers?
It's expensive to give birth in America. And I would not be surprised that it cost her 10 million to give birth. And because she was going to choose a hospital, she could have gone to a very expensive hospital.
Yeah.
Where they charge you 1 million per day, and she would be there for, let's say, 15 days. And it come to 15 million. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That woman would have left about 100 million in the United States. I'm telling you.
And this would just be a drop in the ocean.
Yes.
For them.
And that could as well be the county government money that was supposed to erect a hospital somewhere.
God.
You know.
That is so unfortunate.
Yeah. But the thing is that the county government has a lot of questions to answer.
That is true.
Yeah.
Oh, huh? Mm-hmm.
No, I would not be quick to say no, because sometimes women are things just arise because the person in question is a woman. Yeah, that tends to happen a lot in Kenya. That you know, where do you get the audacity to disrespect us like this as a woman? You know, we sympathize with you and give you our vote as a woman. You disrespect us.
Women are given sympathy votes.
Yeah.
Are we voting in women because we sympathize with them?
No. I'm telling you what might be going in the heads of men.
Okay, tell me.
You know that we gave you the vote even though you are a woman and you don't deserve anything.
Oh my God.
All right? And then now we have given you this, and then you fly away showing us in our faces that you have the money, and now you are flying away and abandoning the county.
For a long time.
Our children are not able to go to any hospital in Nakuru because it's not good, but you are showing us disrespect by going there. So I can understand the anger. You know, and I would not wish it. I would not say that she's not being blamed because she's a woman. That's a reality in this country.
Yeah.
That women are sometimes judged very harshly.
That is true.
The thing is that if you know that when you are sick, you're not going to get health care from here, then you can't take care of the person that is doing the health care. You do not.
So you feel like it's like it's a circular situation.
Yeah. Why should I? And also, there's a lot of disrespect for people, for Kenyans generally, within the political elite.
Yeah.
There's a lot of disrespect.
Oh, that is so true.
You know, they do not think that you matter until after 5 years. You really do not matter.
That is true.
And we are cheering them on.
Yeah.
We are cheering them on and saying, yes, we do not matter. You know, you can go to America.
It's okay, go to America.
Go to America and have it. Because then also, I think this is also psychological, that there are people who think that they don't deserve anything. And I think Kenyans have reached a place whereby it begins to affect you psychologically. That I don't deserve this. Yeah. I don't deserve this money. That is why even in the county government, they steal all that money. But have you ever seen any riot against a county government? No. I have never seen.
At all.
Because
Mwalimu Wandianjoya calls it madharau.
Yes,
they show us a lot of madharau.
Yeah.
And I think we should say it in Kiswahili because it has a deeper sting. Like, mtu akikudharau, it's a different thing than like disrespect, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to start saying these people dharau us and they talk to us as if we are like nobodies, you know, and the things they do clearly indicate that what they think of they think very little of the electorate, right?